Hello, my loves. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome into this reading for the Capricorn solar season. It doesn't matter if you are at the right video right now. You can certainly just watch this introduction, which will tell you which reading is relevant for you, and then you can jump into that reading once you've watched the introduction and received the instructions for how to find which reading is relevant to you. For those who are new, hello and welcome in. It is so wonderful to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. It is an absolute pleasure to have you and your vibration here with us. If you want to know how to get the most out of these readings and what it is really that we're doing here on a deeper level, you can check out my How to Get the Most Out of These Readings tutorial video, linked in the description and linked in this video as well. For those who are not new, hello, my friends. Welcome back. It's so lovely to have you here. Thank you for playing this amazing game with me. As you know, I am here on this journey with you, learning alongside you and playing this wonderful game that we're playing with our spiritual support teams as we move forward. So just want to say thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate being able to bond with you in this way and be able to show up and serve you guys in this way as well. Now, if you want to support me and be part of my support system, there's many ways to do that. You can just comment on this video. You can share it with somebody you think it will align with. You can go ahead and like this video. You can also go to devotedandvulnerable.com/services, sign up for a reading with me. I do card readings and I do chart readings. Another way that you can support me is just send me a donation for this reading. I offer these readings free, but some people feel called to offer me a financial contribution based on the advice that they're getting here. So you can do that at paypal.me/devotedvulnerable. Links are in the description. So let's talk about what a solar season is. So a solar season is when the sun, the spotlight of our galaxy, is in one astrological sign for about a month. Now, this month is a little bit different than our calendar months. Usually it's from the 19th to the 22nd of one month into the 19th to the 22nd of another month. The current solar cycle that we're going to be in is going to start on December 21st, and it's going to go until January 20th. So when I talk about this, the month here, the solar season, I'm talking about that time frame between December 21st and January 20th. The solar seasons are an amazing time for us to spotlight one of the archetypes of the zodiac, wherever the sun is currently shining. It helps us to learn about this archetype by focusing on the solar Capricorns for right now, because they're the solar sign in spotlight. So look at people who have birthdays between December 21st and January 20th to learn more about this archetype. Those who are born under the sun in the sign that we're studying are always going to have their radiance, their power, and their gift expressed through the archetype that we're studying. Now we're going to get deeper into understanding where this shows up in our chart and how this influences us on an individual level when we get further on into the readings. But for the introductory video, let's now move into the energy and the archetype of Capricorn. So the first thing that I want to talk about with Capricorn is what's called the modality of Capricorn. It means like how the energy moves and expresses itself. So Capricorn is a cardinal energy. As we're studying the zodiac, we can also learn that the study of the zodiac is the study of the seasons, okay? So all cardinal energies, what that means is in an initiatory energy, it starts something. All cardinal energies start a season, which means that they are the energy that happens at the solstices and the equinoxes. So in the Northern Hemisphere here on December 21st, we're going to have the winter solstice, which starts the season of winter. Capricorn is a cardinal sign, and it represents starting this energy of winter, again, in the Northern Hemisphere. It's opposite in the Southern Hemisphere, but it's still the start of a season. It's still a solstice as well. So we're talking about an energy that starts things, that gets things moving, that brings something new into our experience. Now, the element of the Capricorn is the element of earth. The earthly realm represents our physical world, the material aspect of our lives. So the things that we can touch, the things that are physical in our reality, that is represented by the earth element. And so as we begin to study this Capricorn energy, I encourage you to think about this solar month. What is this initiatory, physical, material vibration and energy? What does it mean to you? Remember, all of these discussions of archetypes and playing with the cards to get guidance for ourselves is really meant to guide us back to our own instinctive knowing that we have already within ourselves. So, what is your own intuitive understanding of what it means to be an earthy energy that gets things started? The archetype of the Capricorn is represented by the sea goat. So you have this image of this goat climbing a mountain and going up through like impassable passes to get to the top of this mountain. That's that achieving energy. That's that initiatory earth. It's really taking one step after another to go and achieve something. It's this sea goat climbing the mountain. But the sea part of it is that the goat can also transform into having a fin, and it can swim into the emotional depths of the ocean. So Capricorn is not just this climbing the mountain archetype, it's also this archetype that can dive deep and swim in the waters. The qualities of the Capricorn archetype are resourceful, very resourceful, able to use all the resources at its fingertips, all the material resources that it has at its fingertips available to it to really achieve whatever it is that it's looking to achieve. It's very determined. It doesn't give up. It just keeps going. It knows what it wants, and it just keeps taking steps to get towards that goal. And it knows that it may take a while, and it's not daunted by the practice of it's not daunted by the work that needs to be put in and the time that it might take. Patience is another quality of the Capricorn energy, of course, because Capricorn knows that it takes time to achieve those things that are worth attaining. It's very ambitious. You'll know a Capricorn energy and archetype because it just sets out to do things that are ambitious, that are a little bit more than the normal energies and signs of the zodiac are really aiming for. It really has this energy of like, I'm going to go get it, and it doesn't matter how long it takes, and it doesn't matter how qualified I am now. I know I want it, and I'm going to get it. It's very ambitious. And it's also very responsible, very able to be aware of what's a waste of time, what is a great use of time, and it's very focused on achieving. So it's very responsible with the way that it allocates its resources, its time, and its being. It likes to know its own boundaries. It likes to keep those boundaries, and it likes to have its own value system that it stays within. They don't like failure. That's probably the shadow side of the Capricorn, is that it can be, failure can be very difficult for the Capricorn energy and archetype. And also it's got a bad reputation for being a little unemotional, especially in relationships, where relationships are more focused on what can I get out of the relationship than just the relationship in and of itself. Okay. So we are going to be talking about and focusing on in this reading, what area of your life are you going to be achieving something or focusing on an achievement within the realm of this solar phase. Now, the area of your life is going to be highlighted by which planet, the sun, the moon, or the rising sign is in Capricorn in your chart. You're going to watch every single reading for every single planet, including Pluto, the sun, the moon, or the rising that you have in Capricorn. If you don't have any of the planets, sun, moon, or rising in Capricorn, the reading that you will watch is the one that's called background Capricorn. Now, if you do not know where Capricorn is in your chart or which planets are in Capricorn in your chart, go ahead and watch this tutorial video that'll take you through how to understand and read and learn a little bit more about your birth chart information on astro.com. Link is in the description here, and it is popping up linked in this video as well. This is a necessary step into knowing which of these readings are aligned for you, because we're going to align the advice on what it is that you're achieving, and you're focusing what in your life are you really focusing on achieving in? Like, what is the theme? That's going to be shown by the planet. Now, the advice for how to get this achievement, what do you need to know about achieving in this area of your life that'll help support you with this achievement? It's going to come through the Angel Therapy deck by Doreen, Virture. This is an amazing deck. It's so supportive. It's so healing. It's so good at calling us out on things that we may or may not be aware of. And it's very gentle, loving, and nurturing. So we're going to be going to this deck for advice. And we're going to be relating that to where in our life this energy shows up. So one thing that I also wanted to mention will be happening during this Capricorn season is Mercury will be going retrograde, and we will be allowing ourselves to review the communications in our lives. It's going to be going retrograde in the sign of Capricorn, and that's going to take us from the end of this year into the beginning of next year as we look at and review our communication realm. At the same time, once we get into January, early January, we're going to see Mars, which has been retrograde since Halloween. It's going to go direct. So we're going to get forward momentum in our actions and our reactions during this Capricorn season. And Mercury, our communication realm and our learning realm, is going to go backwards into review so that we can review what we've been communicating and learning and make a better plan for how to move forward. So as this Mars starts moving forward, we're still having this little bit of backwards momentum and review energy with the Mercury in retrograde. And then once things move forward in January for Mars and in January for Mercury, we're going to see things really start falling into place at the beginning of the year, but towards the end of Capricorn season. All right, let's see what achievement, energy, and advice is coming through for this Capricorn solar season. So this video is for you if the planet Mars was in the sign of Capricorn when you were born. So the planet in the astrological story represents the what, and the what of Mars is actions and reactions. So your actions and reactions express themselves through the Capricorn archetype. Now this alignment is called exalted because when a planet is in a sign that really kind of takes the best of that sign and does it even better, then it's called exalted. I have this little halo around it because it's like the highest expression of the planet is in the exalted phase. So Mars is exalted in Capricorn. If you think about the planet of Mars, it represents actions and reactions, and Capricorn represents achieving and taking action and making sure that things are achieved and ambitions are focused on and determinatively sought after and expressed, and actions are continually taken to achieve these ambitious goals by using resources, by being very patient, and by being very determined. So Mars in Capricorn is exalted. This is an area of your life that, depending on what else is going on in your chart, is very, very supported and aligned for you. This is an energy when it comes to your actions and reactions and setting goals for yourself. This is actually something that comes easy to you, that feels good and right to you. Sometimes they say exalted energies, it's almost as if somebody takes it for granted. So this is an area of your life you might actually take for granted and want to focus a little bit more on celebrating and honoring and really utilizing to the best of your ability, because you have this alignment. You're actually in a place, in a position that's more strongly supported than the rest of us, even the solar Capricorns, even the people who have Capricorn in Saturn, which rules the sign of Capricorn. You, with your Mars in Capricorn, are the highest expression even of those alignments. So you've got the power, essentially, of this sign to your ability, and you are exalted in this. There's like this angelic quality to this alignment. So as I mentioned at the beginning, Mars is retrograde and has been retrograde since October 30th. It will be retrograde until it goes direct on January 12th. So even though this is an area of your life that's exalted, this is an alignment where you're normally very blessed and things come easily to you, you may have recently been feeling less powerful in this area of your life, less capable in this area of your life as this retrograde energy has been happening, as this review period has been underway. Remember, retrogrades are not punishments. They're actually great cycles and opportunities for us to learn. A lot of our wisdom comes from looking at the past, learning from the past, and then making a better choice for ourselves moving forward, stopping the momentum so that we can actually take time to take stock of where we are, what has happened, what we've gone through, and then make a plan for the future. So you may be feeling a little bit of stuckness in this area, a little bit of frustration in this area because you want things to move forward and they're not. But allow yourself to take this opportunity to review your actions and reactions, and remember that this energy will start to open up and start to move forward for you when January 12th comes around. So it's still going to be during this Capricorn season. You may feel like your actions and reactions are coming back online from the 12th to the 20th of January, once the retrograde goes direct and while the sun is still in Capricorn. We're going to get to the card advice here and let us know how we can achieve in our actions and reactions the best this solar phase. And so as we get that card information and advice, that's going to give us a little bit of focus for this solar phase on how to best unlock our achievement in our actions and reactions. Let's find out what the cards have to say. So if you haven't already, taken a few deep breaths, called in your spiritual support team, and opened your heart to receiving the guidance that's most aligned for you at this time, I recommend you do that. You may want to pause this video to set a sacred space for yourself and give yourself time to really be open to the advice that's coming through here. Okay. You got the card Visualize Success, which says, see yourself doing well in this situation and have faith in a positive outcome. Wow. Powerful card, very, very simple, practical message, which is totally aligned with the Capricorn energy and archetype. Visualize success. Okay. So one thing that's popping out here for me to share with you is there was a time when I knew I was going to be placed into an environment that it was going to be difficult for me not to react in a negative way. So what I did prior to having to go to this event, it was about a month before I had to actually go to this event, I practiced my reactions. I visualized succeeding in my reactions. I knew I was going to be petty. I was going to be jealous. I was going to be manipulative. I knew there was a chance for me to be really ugly and really catty and kind of vicious. Like I just knew that that's what the possibility was for my reactions to be. And so I just practiced over and over again, responding with patience, responding with grace, responding with compassion. I would see the person who I was aware would trigger this within me. I would send them love. I would visualize this happening. Like I'd actually spend time meditating before I went to bed. Every day before I went to bed, I would spend time visualizing my success in this area, visualizing myself, handling myself with grace, with love, with compassion, with understanding, with joy. And sometimes I would even feel the darker emotions coming up, and I would feel the transition too. I'd visualize succeeding in feeling those vibrations and shifting them into this place of compassion and love and understanding that I knew I wanted to express towards this person, but I also knew it would be very difficult in the moment because of my reaction. I knew my reaction was going to be triggered into a lower vibration place. And so I visualized succeeding in getting to that higher vibration before I had to go to that event. So this is really the example that I'm being called to share with you about this energy, about this visualized success. When it comes to your actions and reactions, visualize success as much as you can. Give yourself as much time daily to visualize the success in this area of your life. What actions do you want to see succeeding? What ways do you want to succeed in your reactions to things? And how can you visualize it? We are getting close to the holiday celebration season. We've already kind of been in it with Thanksgiving season, and we're being invited to perhaps practice some reactions that we may have towards our family members, towards things that get triggered during the holidays between families, and how we want to act and react in those situations. Also, the new year, how you want to act and conduct yourself into the new year, how you want your reactions to things to shift. Like even something as simple as getting triggered by terrible drivers, right? You can actually, before you go out driving, visualize patience, understanding, compassion towards all of your fellow drivers, wishing everybody gets to where they're going safely, and doing that before you even get in your car. That's like a simple example that really doesn't seem to have much weight to it, but it's a way that you can practice to see how this actually works, and encourage you to use it in more impactful ways in your life, but even just driving in a way that's not triggered, especially around the holiday season when people's energies feel a little heightened and there's a lot going on. It's nice to allow ourselves to get a little space from those kinds of reactions, right? To shift our reactions into a more loving, compassionate place. So that's really my advice for you to achieve in any reactions and actions that you are focusing on this solar phase. Just visualize success. Sit with yourself, prioritize, make time for it, draw pictures of it, and engage with it in a way that feels good and right to you for this visualization exercise. All right, my beautiful Mars in Capricorns, thanks so much for being here. Let me know if you have any questions. And as always, namaste. The universal light within me salutes and honors the universal light within you. Namaste.